Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. Want to go over some of the top headlines from today, but first, there will not be a TFR tonight, and I don't know, at the rate TFR is going, there might never be a TFR again. It all depends on if the station comes back, but as you can see, the call board is down, so it pretty much defeats the point of TFR. There will be no call board again tonight, and still no response from Chris Geo. I really do hope he and his wife are okay. Again, they've been missing for a long time. It's bizarre. But as we know, the network has not been operating properly for months, and now we don't have a call board. So I'm not. I'll just put it this way: I'm not planning to do any more live broadcasts on TFR until they get the station fixed. And I hope that does happen sooner than later because I would like to get back to doing TFR. But I'll just spend my time putting out content and videos like I always do until the problems with the station are resolved. So I'm going to set this to rebroadcast. If you tune in tonight, it's supposed to pick a random prior episode. But I just keep waiting, thinking, okay, Chris Geo is going to contact me any day. And so far it has not happened. So we're going to go through some of the headlines. The ex-president of Chile, dead in a helicopter crash into water, which caused him to drown at the age of 74. I'm going to talk about the strange parallels with Kobe Bryant's helicopter crash. It's amazing how many of the exact same numbers can come up. You might have heard yesterday on the set of the new Marvel film, Wonder Man, one of the crew was killed on 2/6, the 37th day of the year. You might see the gematria on the screen of Marvel. Also just crossed my plate, porn star and actress Jessie Jane, dead at 43 from an overdose. This happened reportedly January 24th. The news broke January 25th. We're going to go back and look at that. And also a shout out to a poster this morning. He was doing more research on Janet Napolitano's 2013 exit from the head of the Department of Homeland Security, and where she spoke about how, the next 9/11 is not if but when, and it's the power grid going down in a cyber attack. Well, I did not realize that the first time she made these remarks about the power grid going down from a cyber attack was actually a little more than 4 years earlier, and she made those remarks on April 8th, 2009. So this year, the eclipse, when the light in the sky is blacked out, will be the 15th anniversary of the first time Janet Napolitano brought attention to this threat of the grid going down from a cyber attack. And we're going to look at that in light of what the FBI had just said January 31st this year about how a major cyber attack from China is imminent. Also coming across my plate, Elon Musk's first ever appearance in the news was in 1999. And it was about him being one of the many new millionaires from the big tech boom, the internet boom. He was one of these many new millionaires. They said there were hundreds, but out of the hundreds of brand new internet millionaires, they just happened to choose Elon Musk. And the story was how he spent his internet money on a very expensive car. And we're going to look more specifically at what kind of car he got and exactly what came out of his mouth in that interview in light of what it has to do with his company that he founded 4 years later, Tesla Motors. Just the puppet strings couldn't be showing anymore. Shout out to Daria. I put out a short video earlier on the Kremlin confirming Tucker Carlson's interview with Putin. Daria put the cherry on the top, so we'll revisit that. I did put out a shorter video today. You might not have seen it on Aston Barrett's death of Bob Marley and the Wailers. In case you missed that, we'll quickly recap. Right before the new Bob Marley film comes out, one of the last remaining Wailers is gone. And also, again, on the 38th day of the year, there's always got to be some kind of tragic death story. And right now, it's the suspicion that these 5 missing Marines might be long gone. Again, we'll see how that fits in with the 38th day of the year. And also, in case you missed last night's video on Mayorkas failing to be impeached, we'll recap that as well. I know a lot of people don't get notifications for videos, so just in case you missed these stories, we'll hit them again. And then there's something I want to tell you that happened in my life today. I was reminded that today is 201 days after my birthday. 2 years ago, you had the mass shooting in Washington State at the Fred Meyer, 201 days after the anniversary of its founder's death. That's a Kroger company. But yeah, I had something very interesting happen today, and I'm going to have to save that one for later. So I'm just going, is this a coincidence or is this not a coincidence? So anyhow, right here, Chilean ex-president Pinera drowned after crash in a helicopter he was piloting, prosecutors say. All right, so he was 74. We know 74 is a fateful season. When Kobe died in the helicopter crash, it had a lot to do with 74. It came in the 74th NBA season. They had to tell you that the crash was more than 560 miles south of Santiago. Okay. But he crashed and then he drowned, right? And remember, the word drown in Gematria equals 74. This past summer, Ryan Mallett, the 74th pick of the draft, drowned. You might recall that. But of course, in Gematria, drown equals 74, like killing, like occult, like Masonic, like Gematria. There's the song Gematria, the killing name. There's the story of 3 of the first 5 U.S. presidents dying on 7/4, so on and so forth. But, okay, so 74, just always a fateful number. Other parallels to Kobe. Kobe died on the 26th day of the year, right? And we know Bryant equals 26. This guy died on 2/6. And Kobe Bryant died on 67-date numerology. This man died 67 days after his birthday. And of course, blood sacrifice equals 67, like human sacrifice, like soul. Also like water, since he died in water. And then, of course, you can write that date 6/2 like 62, and sacrifice alone equals 62, reminding us of how yesterday began with the headline about Toby Keith, dead at age 62, when, of course, Toby equals 62 as well. The name he went by as a public figure, Sebastian Pinera, has gematria of 99. He died 99 weeks after exiting the presidency. So, go figure. Go figure. And of course, Chile, it was the nation that also has a 9/11 tragedy. The attack on Chile by the CIA. If you don't know about that one, you should look into it. So, RIP to him. And again, also yesterday, in tragic news, man working on the set of the new Marvel film Wonder Man died. And again, Marvel equals 26 forwards, 37 in reverse, a lot like the name Bryant. Again, Kobe Bryant died on the 26th day of the year on the 37th anniversary of Barry Bryant. And again, February 6th is the 37th day of the year. So dead on 2/6, the 37th day of the year, working on a Marvel film. And his name was Juan Carlos Osorio, which equals 101, which is the 26th prime number. And as for the film itself, using the 4 base ciphers, Wonder Man equals 44 like execution like kill, Wonder Man equals 46 like sacrifice, Wonder Man equals 107 like ritual sacrifice. So, RIP to Juan Carlos Osorio of Temple City, who was 41. And in other news, porn star Jessie Jane, dead at 43, supposedly from an overdose. Did some other films and entertainment besides his porn. But right away, familiar patterns. She died at age 43, which means she died in her 44th year of life. Remember, RIP equals 43, kill equals 44. Small way killing is also 43. Execution's 44 as well. But she died on her 193rd day of her age, and that's the 44th prime number. And we've seen it so many times in celebrity deaths where that 193 and 44 comes together. And she did do some work for HBO's Entourage. We keep seeing the same numbers in the HBO deaths. HBO equals 25. The news of her death broke on the 25th. Jessie Jane also equals 25, like death. Her name, Jessie Jane, also equates to 56, and you run it the other way, like HBO's 56. And then the news broke on 25/1, like 251, the 54th prime, where home box office equals 54. Remember how that factored into Matthew Perry's death at age 54, the night of the Hunter Moon, which was also 54. And also, that 251, the 54th prime, it factored into why LeBron James passed Kobe Bean Bryant, whose name equals 54, with the 54th points of the game in Kobe's hometown, Philly, the day before Kobe died, the Sunday before Super Bowl 54. So again, just familiar patterns, familiar numbers. The episode of Entourage she was in was I Love You Too. That came out on the anniversary of the death of Ignatius of Loyola. Again, the founder of the Jesuits, like HBO, was founded by a Jesuit. And from that episode's anniversary, July 31st, to her death was 177 days. The Jesuit order, 177. Okay, now, Janet Napolitano, first remarks ever about the grid going down from a cyber attack, April 8th, 2009. So this year, again, the sun's going to be blacked out. The light being blacked out. This is the symbolism, right? It'll be the 15th anniversary of her remarks. And the word moon equals 15 in Gematria, which is interesting because what causes the total solar eclipse? It's the moon passing between the Earth and the sun. Unless you're a flat earther, then it's Nibiru or some unexplained object in the sky that's not named but clearly part of the flat Earth model. So, wherever you want to believe. But most people are on board with the moon thing, and moon does have the gematria of 15. And again, the moon is that illuminated object, like we had the moon landing on the 201st day of the year in order of Illuminati's 201. But Illuminati alone is 120, which is the 15th triangular number. And Illuminati the small way is 48, like how April 8th can be written 48. And we're talking about the lights going out, so like the opposite of being in the light is in the dark. And with regards to the Illuminati, they were founded on the first day of the 5th month. And the founder, Adam Weishaupt, his name equals 51, like how you can write May 1st, 5-1 as well. Janet Napolitano was 51 years old when she made these remarks. Keep in mind the surname Napolitano equals 153, like the Illuminati, like Jesuit order. And we've talked about this in the past with cyber attacks. They like to code 188. Bavarian Illuminati has that gematria of 188, like cyber attack. If this is where they're going and they're trying to escalate a greater war, Albert Pike, he wrote that letter about 3 world wars, published it on the Jesuit order's August 15th birthday. Netanyahu just came back on Pike's birthday on 12/29, and now there's this just wars brewing all over the place, from Ukraine to Israel to all over the Middle East. Rumors of China getting involved, Iran. But just imagine if this becomes the storyline, that there's a major national cyber attack, causes all kinds of chaos, blackouts. By the time they get the lights back on, they're pointing the fingers at China, Korea, Iran. Just more troops are being deployed, more missiles are flying, more airstrikes from here to there. Other words that equal 15. War equals 15, nuke equals 15. And you got to think, if what the FBI had just said on January 31st, that a major cyber attack is imminent from China, it really sounds like they're beating that drum. And again, I'll go back to what I had a middle school history teacher tell us. He said, World War III will happen in your lifetime, and it'll be when China invades Taiwan. Remember, the closing remarks from the leader of China at the end of 2023 was that the plan for the year ahead is to reclaim Taiwan by force if necessary. So there's all these signs in the world. And also, just going back to this April 8th, 2009 story, Janet Napolitano, this was her 131st day of her age, 131. The FBI head just put out the warning about the cyber attack on January 31st, 131. And Blackout has that gematria of 131. Tucker Carlson, the good little Jesuit agent, on January 13th, he did the video saying that a blackout is coming. January 13th can also be written 13/1, like 131. All right, so with regards to Elon Musk, speaking of Jesuit puppets, look at this. Okay, let me just pull up the calculator. So it's a story about how he's one of several hundred new tech multimillionaires. And again, out of these several hundred people, they just happened to interview him, right? And he's saying, well, I'm spending my money on a McLaren F1. And notice the gematria of 72 and 144, like Jesuit order. Again, like JFK's last meeting with the Pope on 7 to 144 days from his assassination. But if you go back and watch this story, you can watch the CNN clip. Just search Elon Musk 1999 CNN. It'll pop right up. It's like a minute and a half story. He says, this car that I'm getting is one of 62. It's like, oh, okay, one of 62, huh? Elon is 62 and Nikola's 62. And what's his car company called? Tesla, named after Nikola Tesla. And we know Tesla's 78 like Jesuit, and we know that Elon Musk was declared the world's richest man for the first time ever on the 78th death anniversary of Nikola Tesla. So yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm glad that was brought to my attention that there was a news story of him from 1999. I thought it was 2012 he became famous. And he wasn't really famous from this story. This was like the one story before he became famous over a decade later. But no doubt this was predictive programming. And it just ties in perfectly with, again, remember he made his $54 per share offer for Twitter on 14/4, the anniversary of shooting of Lincoln, who blamed the Civil War on the Jesuits. Okay, and just to recap what we put out earlier, again, Tucker Carlson, it being big news, mostly today. It was confirmed yesterday, but big news in the States today on the date that can be written 7/2, that he's going to interview Putin in Putin's first interview with the West since before the war began with Russia and Ukraine. And as I covered earlier, from Putin's birthday to the confirmation by the Kremlin on February 6th was 122 days, which was also 266 days after Tucker Carlson's birthday, who went to Trinity. And again, the Jesuit motto, Isus Hominum Salvator's 266 and 122. And Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope, the 266th pope in the history of the church. Pope Francis also with the 122. Again, Pope Francis, who became pope on the 72nd day of the year, like how this is all over the news today on 7/2. And the confirmation was also on the Pope's 52nd day of his age, where Pope is 52, but so is Tucker Carlson. And again, the leader of the Jesuits, the Black Pope Arturo Sosa, from his birthday to the ritual, the confirmation was 86 days later, where Jesuits is 86. You could also say it was his 87th day of his age, like how the Pope is 87 years old. And a reminder of why it matters that the Pope's 87 and Arturo Sosa's 75. The founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius of Loyola, has the 75 and 87 in his name. Jesuits, a military order, big wars brewing in the world, the latest Templar Crusade ritual popping it off on October 7th. Synced with the Pope and the Superior Generals we've been covering. But yeah, shout out to Daria. Daria caught that Tucker Carlson's also 52 in light of it coming on the 52nd day of the Pope's age. On his calendar, where the calendar is named after the Pope with the 52-week year. But yeah, there shouldn't be any question about who controls these people. And again, I always want to vomit whenever I hear people talk about Tucker Carlson like he's some kind of truth teller, like he's this great voice of reason in the media. Tucker Carlson was probably the smarmiest little chump in all of the media world after 9/11, ridiculing people who were questioning what happened on that day. That's who Tucker Carlson always will be. And again, Aston Barrett of Bob Marley and the Wailers. I mean, really, this is the big piece, you guys. You see how Marley's 74 in the most simple cipher? So is London. Bob Marley began his solo career in 74 in London after leaving the Wailers. And again, fateful number as we know, killing 74. Bob Marley didn't live too much longer after that. But now the bassist, Aston Barrett, is dead on his 74th day of his age. You could also say he's dead 73 days after his birthday, where sacrifice is 73 and ritual sacrifice is 73. But also, he's dead right before the new Bob Marley movie comes out, One Love 34, dead on the 34th day of the year. Dead in Black History Month, 11 days before the movie comes out. Black equals 11 and 34. We're having somebody from No Caller ID call over and over, and just in case they got something to add and they are legitimate. What is it, No Caller ID?
Hey, you pedophile, you fucking pedophile. You remember me, you little bitch-ass nigga. You over here trying to not talk to me, you fucking Talmudist.
Okay. All right, that's what I assumed. I shouldn't even have picked it up, but just a reminder that the haters are always out there. It's just like, well, what are you so mad about? Shouldn't you be mad that somebody killed Aston Barrett? Isn't that what you should be mad about? And Hollywood's about to make a bunch of money off it? But, again, One Love 34, dead on the 34th day of the year, dead 11 days before the movie comes out in Black History Month, when black is 11 forwards, 34 in reverse. And again, he was a Rasta. Rasta has that gematria 59 and 76. Black History Month since 1976. Black History Month concluding on the 59th day of the year, except for in leap years. And then whalers and slavery, both 102, like how Black History Month was recognized in 76 on 10/2. He's dead at age 77 right before the movie comes out in theaters, 77. So R.I.P. to him again. And also, here we are on the 38th day of the year, in case you need a reminder. What in the world? I have never seen this before in my life. What are they doing? I'm not picking up the phone and they're like making their whole message come through like a text just on my screen. I've never seen this before. It's crazy. Anyway, it's the 38th day of the year, you guys. R.I.P. to Big Pun, who died on this day, supposedly from being obese. I don't think that's what it was, but death equals 38, like murder equals 38, like killing equals 38, like R.I.P. equals 38. Somebody said Marines equals 38. I'm not seeing that. But the thing is, these Marines were on the way to San Diego, which equals 38. And here's what else is jumping out about where they departed from before this happened. They departed from Creech Air Force Base. And notice, Creech Air Force Base, 144, right? 144. They said the helicopter, they found the wrecked helicopter. They're looking for the Marines, but the helicopter was found in a forest in California. Have you guys ever seen this before? Now this is what your phone does when like a psychopath is talking, it just starts leaving the words on the screen. I have never seen this. Special service from the trolls. Anyway, 52 days after the Pope's birthday, California, where apparently the helicopter is. Call it a coincidence. The base was established in 41, the year of Pearl Harbor, meaning it turns 83 this year. We know Murder's 83, like the song Murder by Numbers by the Police from 83. And the base that they were flying to is going to turn 107 years old this year. Like Ritual Sacrifice is 107 and military's 107. And again, what's happening in Gaza that popped off on 10/7, the anniversary of us invading Afghanistan. Today has 53 date numerology, the day the news broke, and the Marines were flying in a CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter. And one more time, just about Mayorkas and the Masonic City. Again, everything's 74 in D.C., and his little impeachment thing was 74 days after his birthday. Here, just to entertain the troll, because people like trolls and drama.
How many times are you going to fuck around? You faggot, I know where you live. Fuck you, fuck Allah, fuck Islam, fuck Talmud, fuck your wife, and most importantly, fuck you, you sissy asshole. What you gonna do now, you faggot? You're losing the money. Fuck you. Fuck you.
What are you so mad about?
Me right now about Jesus Christ, you faggot.
What are you so mad about?
Don't be a pussy.
What are you so mad about?
What the fuck do you mean? I know you're a pedophile. I already know you, who the fuck you are. I told you I was going to go fuck you up. And the reason why I'm calling you again is because you're over here making money like a little faggot and you still making these stupid-ass bets. No one gives a shit about the bets. Do you believe that the COVID vaccine is the mark of the beast or no, you faggot?
Okay, false accusation. Hold on. False accusations. Here, let's just go. Hold on, let me respond to what he said. Okay, first of all, false accusations. Don't say you know things that are clearly false.
I know you're a Jesuit. How do you know these Jesuit stuff anyway? I know you are a fucking federal fraud. You cannot hide from me. And fuck Enter the Stars. Fuck KJV. Fuck Shaking My Head Productions. Motherfuck.
Here. This is the question I want to ask you. If you don't like me so much, hold on. If you don't like me so much, why don't you just move on with your life?
You Islam pedophile. Fuck you.
Again, he hung up. Why? I mean, aren't these all weird? Like, look at this, you guys. Here, the weirdos I have. Like, this came to my house. Look at this. Like, who is making things like this? and look at this. What is this? Who are these people? Like, I gotta put up with them on my phone, my email, my text message, my mailbox. Like, what are these things? I hate when people, like, accuse me of being this greedy money person. I'm the person who quit making money and did this for 5 years for free, helped a lot of people make a lot of money and change their life. And now almost everything I do is for free. But if you want some sports picks, it's $5 a month. Or if you want to be in the live streams, it's $11 a month. That's not very much money. I mean, who's complaining? If you're I actually laughed when I saw this one. This one made me laugh. Are these showing up clearly? But yeah, it's just, I mean, these things are, I mean, God. Daria, by the way, there's one of you in here. Shout out to Daria. Daria's so good at decoding, they even had to send me a picture of Daria as the Pope. Where is it at? It says, pound the hardest pavement. These guys. They pay such careful attention to detail. But, I mean, like, why are you making Daria the Pope? What is that about? It's ironic. Daria did have the great observation about Tucker Carlson and the Pope today. Oh, man. Weirdos. But yeah, the thing about the weirdos is they'll send stuff in the mail to my door. They know better than to come to my door while I'm here. I don't show off. I don't show off what I keep, in the house on the YouTube streams like my friend RPM Trey, but the hardware is here. So, and it's ready to go too. If anybody wants to come here and find out. What's that phrase? Fuck around and find out. So, you don't want to do that though. I'm not a bad shot either. So, anyway. I don't want to reveal what happened today, but without saying too much, Sage Zero, I don't know if you're, I don't know you, Sage Zero. I appreciate what you do in the chat. I don't know if you have anything going on in your life that's not above board, but just if you do, be careful. I'm just going to say that much, Sage Zero. I'm just going to say that much. I had a really weird thing happen today, and yeah, I'm not supposed to say anything, but I was just like, anyway, we'll talk about it later when we can. So just Sage Zero, in case there's anything going on out there that shouldn't be going on, I'm just telling you, tighten that up. So, and shout out to Carl. Carl always genders from the UK. I appreciate that, Carl. Must be the anniversary day. Member for 11 months. How about that? Thank you, Carl. So, all right, True Seeker. Yeah, again, unfortunately, we're not going to do TFR tonight because the call board is still down. And like I said, if you got here late, I don't plan to do any more TFR until they get the network fixed. I mean, it's been annoying for months, just the way the audio is, and now having the call board down. And I don't know if something's happened to Chris Geo and the network's just falling apart, it might be the end of TFR. But we'll continue to put out the work here. And, you know, a part of me still wants to do TFR. I'll appreciate TFR forever just because Chris Geo, you know, he recognized the work back in 2016 and he gave me a spot, 3 hour. I mean, that was a big time spot on his platform. Not everybody else got a 3 hour show. And, you know, I'm a loyal person, so I do want to put out new content for his network, but something's wrong, obviously. The network's not being maintained, and it might just be disintegrating because maybe something unfortunately did happen to Chris Geo. Like, are him and his wife in a cage somewhere? It's like, what's going on? But yeah, no one's communicating on there. And Lucky, who was like second in command, she's not responding either. I don't know if they had some kind of falling out or if something happened to her too. It's just weird. I never had a trouble getting those people to communicate until recent months when the network's been having all the problems. So shout out to Andrew Barker, new member. I appreciate that. Thank you, Andrew. And Betty Spaghetti says, they're your biggest fans, but please stop taking the troll calls. Keep your monetization. Yeah, I hear that, but at the same time, it's just like, sometimes I just hope these people go back and listen to their call later and be like, what am I doing with my life? God. I blame it on Ronald Reagan for closing all the institutions for these people. So. Well, I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I have Chris Geo's phone number. He just doesn't respond to any calls. And before I could communicate with him through the phone or Skype, and he's not responding to anything. So I don't know where he lives anymore. He used to live out not far from here. He used to live in Spokane, Washington, but okay. Okay. All right, but yeah, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Have a good rest of your evening, and I probably won't do any more posts tonight, but if something crazy happens, I'll have to come back and make up for the missed TFR time. But yeah, we'll keep cranking out the content. Make sure you're getting all your updates. Again, for people, I realize so many people have not adjusted to what YouTube did almost a year ago now. And I wish YouTube didn't do this. It just created more confusion, and so many people, because they're not good on computers, can't figure it out. But here, let me get it up here on the screen. If you go to somebody's channel, you know, it looks something like this. This is my channel, of course. But you see how there's a home button, a videos button, a shorts button, a live button, a playlist button, a community button, a membership button. Videos are videos that just get uploaded. And yes, I do realize that the video I uploaded earlier today has no sound. I don't know why it has no sound. I will correct that when I get a chance. Shorts are shorts. They're like 15-second or under videos. Live are live streams. Like this one's under the live tab right now. Playlists are if I create a playlist. So I haven't made a playlist for a minute. The last one I made was a year ago, the whole Damar Hamlin thing, because everyone cared so much about that. Community tabs are just like where you post things. I haven't posted anything there for a month, but they're just like written posts. And membership, I guess, is where you become a member. So, but yeah, just a lot of people will be like, Zach, all I see are videos from a month ago. And I'm like, well, try clicking on the live tab. People are like, what? Again, it's all right there, you guys. Videos are uploaded videos, shorts are shorts, lives are live streams. So but back in the day, it was just like you clicked and just everything was there. It didn't matter if it was a short, a video, a live. I really wish YouTube would just go back to that. Like, to me, that's better. Because then you just see all the latest uploaded content from the person rather than have it all separated. But yeah, been busy in 2024. There's been a ton of uploads, and it's funny, even though I've been uploading more than, well, I mean, in the past I've uploaded a ton too, but despite like uploading more so far in 2024, like all the views are down, even though I did more than like say in the month and a half before that. So I feel like the algorithm just clamps down more and more with time. But yeah, we'll leave it there, you guys. Again, have a great rest of your evening. And until next time, Truth Seeker.